a nice night. We went straight to summertime, downtown in the city. Wow, excuse me. Where's where is what am I talking about? We got a Robusto. It is a chunky Robusto. It is a 5 by 54. It is a very nice looking cigar. A very dark Habano. So dark for Habano. It's like a reddish dark brown. It is extremely oily looking. Very oily looking cigar. It is very fully packed. However, though, it's very densely packed. However, though, it doesn't feel extremely heavy for its size. It's pretty much a Dominican Puro minus the wrapper. You figure that out with the mixture of Piloto Cubano and Dominican Olor. With Dominican Olor being the more rare Dominican tobacco. The wrapper is an Ecuadorian Habano, a dark Ecuadorian Habano. The band is solid. They went with this crazy refresh. Like how you can see it up there. I don't know how many years ago, over 10 years ago when this came out, give or take. Right when the whole starting to make stronger cigars kind of thing came out, where the big brands, I mean, they were already having stronger cigars, but the big brands are like, we better start updating the Romeos, the Monte Cristos, make stronger Cohibas, stronger CAOs, stronger everything, stronger Macanudos. I mean, for example, you had the Macanudo 1968, etc. This might have been like before the whole AJ kind of coming in, and I don't know the bread maker. But the bottom line is, though, this was like in the initial phase of making the core line brands um, stronger, heavier. Now, I remember when this came out, it was strong for Romeo, and I did smoke one of these the other night because I bought a 10-pack of Cigar Page for $30, which solid deal. The thing is, what was I gonna say? That kind of out of it right now. I think I need a cup of coffee. Oh, I feel like my energy's been drained out of me. The point is, what's my point? Maybe I just need a second. Maybe I just need a second. Let me drink some water. Sacco, how's your balls? How's your balls, Sacco?
Richie, what's up, bro?
I asked you
How
how
you
your
doing?
balls.
How you doing? How you doing? The balls were fresh in the morning.
Yeah. So not.
I'm in California. We only can do 1 shower a day.
Oh boy.
That's it, baby.
That's it. I guess you got. Yeah, forget it. All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, you
So
feeling okay?
yeah, yeah, of course.
That's a nice shirt. Very classic. Yeah, you look
Yeah.
like Tony Soprano with that shirt.
And this is my office shirt.
Yeah, classy, classy. Do you think you're a tough guy or something like that? Huh?
Yo, bro, we're like 3,000 miles away. Yeah, I'm a tough guy. You got a fucking problem with that? Those Romeos, they
Let
were,
me
they
tell you
were
something.
good, dude. You know what? I mean, I realized on the end, my biggest pet peeve with Padron is because of the box press. So, uh, I realized that I don't like box press and bellicoso.
You know, my three big problems with Padron is I don't mind the box pressing. Is that they really have no variety. They don't. They make the same cigar in natural or Maduro. At the end of the day, it's just different versions of the same cigars. Does that make any sense?
Oh,
Like
but
if you like,
look,
what?
the 1,000 series, those are not box press, are they? I never had a 1,000 series Padron.
No,
Those are box
no,
press,
but
no.
no. Maybe,
Okay,
maybe not. I can't remember. But
I
if they're
don't think
box
so.
pressed, they're soft box pressed. I can't recall. What I'm trying to say is though, that Padron doesn't have any variety. Like, yeah, they have the 64, the 26, all the anniversary series, and the 50ers, and the whatever, the night. But at the end of the day, if you like Padron, you're gonna like all the Padrones. They're pretty much all the same. At the end of the day, you understand what I'm saying? They all have a similar fucking vibe. That's all I'm saying.
That's all it is. You're right.
Yeah.
How's the drone, that one?
Why
Alternate.
don't you why don't you mind your business?
Ah, fuck off, man. Why'd you call me on the show if you're not going to answer questions? What is this? One way ticket,
Why
one way show? Do you know the
why
bread
why do
maker? You want me?
why
You
do
want
men
me?
why do
You
men
want
to
me to
stay in
introduce
America
you to
like
bread
disrespect?
maker? You want me
Listen,
to? Hey, you want to meet the bread maker?
yeah,
Are you? Do
yeah,
you?
go ahead. Go
Tell
ahead.
me. You're
Go ahead.
looking at him. Look, ain't a joke, bro.
Wow.
Look at that ear.
Nice.
Yeah. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. Sako doesn't lie, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what, these cigars are very oily, they're very buttery. It's not strong, but it's stronger than, like, remember the original Romeo 1875? That's what you got to compare this to, because when this came out, like, that was the only compare, within the Romeo. They didn't have the AJ Romeos yet and the crazy strong shit. And you know what I'm saying though? Or a lot of the Nicaraguan. There was like a first phase with Romeo Monte Cristo where they started making stronger versions of the original stuff. But remember, they had the Monte Cristo Monte, but before AJ, they had the one by Plasencia, um, where that was like making it a little stronger, but also a little more higher end. The cigars had more sweetness, a little more spice, but they were stronger than the original intent, but nowhere near like the AJ stuff. What I'm trying to say is, since we'll say for Altatus, you have Altatus, the big three: H. Upman, Monte Cristo, and Romeo, right? Romeo being their biggest by volume, right? Since they started working with Plasencia and then AJ, they really haven't made a new cigar. And what I mean is, everything new under those three companies has been Plasencia and AJ. Does that make any sense? Because nobody's wanting more mild to medium new Romeos, AJs, or H. Upman. They want stronger cigars. So all the new stuff Altatus makes for their core line is not like the Dominican ones. Like, they keep making the Dominican ones, right? But the stronger stuff and the more expensive stuff is Plasencia and um, the AJ Fernandez. Of course, there's always exceptions, but that's all I'm saying though. So it's kind of like the company, you have Altatus up until Placencia, and then once Placencia came in with Altatus, they started coming up with a whole bunch of more lines, like the Epics, the Nicaraguan 2007 Epic. All these different cigars. They had a craft cured barrel aged, and then AJ came in and it's like make fucking every possible version.
Remember how AP was saying the like the Romeo and all that like turned shit after leaving Cuba? What do you think about that? If you were to smoke a like Cuban Romeo or whatever you're smoking now,
Can't compare them. It's different. You can't compare them.
which one you like most? You can't compare by liking.
Even say that, and I'll explain why. You got two girlfriends.
One is way better than non-Cuban H. Chapman. I mean it is what it is.
Say again.
This H. Chapman is way better than non-Cuban H. Chapman.
Two different parties. If you go for the eight non-Cuban H. Upman heritage, if you want a strong H. Upman, no Cuban H. Upman could be strong like the H.
No, that's the
I'm
thing.
just saying,
I
but
don't
you're
want
speaking from your perspective, so it's
I
true
want
for you.
beautiful cigars. I don't want.
Nobody gives a fuck about you.
What do you spend there? I buy it. What do you mean? I'm a
What I'm
consumer.
saying is, you listen to what
A
I'm
lot of
saying. Are
people
you
give a
gonna
fuck about.
are you gonna get cunty about it? What I'm saying is, you don't represent the whole world. That's all I'm saying. So, for non-Cuban cigars, they want strong Nicaraguan shit, Mexican San Andreas, Cuban broadleaf. I mean, Connecticut broadleaf. So my point is, they made stronger cigars. Now, if you say what's better, H. Upmann, Cuban or non-Cuban? Well, if you want the classic Cuban stuff with the Cuban twang, and they're all going to be similar.
We have a smart guy here. He says it's some fruit. I don't know if you consider this fruit, the guy. How about this?
It's nice. But you understand what I'm saying, though? So the thing is, if you want the classic stuff, fine. But you can't compare the non-classic, like the non-Cuban, let's say H. Upmann, Romeo, Monte Cristo. They have so much more variety and so many different kinds of cigars than the Cuban side. So you can't compare them. If you want to compare them, what's better?
You can compare them. Yeah.
Not trying to compete. They're two different companies.
Compete. There is no way. Because if it's in the US, you can have Cuban and non-Cuban next to each other. So they don't.
I agree with you. But what I'm trying to say is, though, if you want the classic one, go classic. But the non-Cuban ones, they have more variety and they have a lot of stronger stuff. So it depends. If you say, "Oh, I want the Cuban stuff," okay. But if you say, "I wish I had stronger H. Upmann," well, you got to go with the H. Upmann H.
See, that's the thing. I don't want strong cigars.
Right.
I want beautiful,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
flavorful.
I'm saying you're wrong for the world. For you, the Cuban H. Upmann is what you want, right? But also the Cuban H. Upmann is going to be very expensive compared to.
And you can get them, and so that's another thing. But yeah, this one this one from 2018, so it's performing like flawless.
That's fantastic. Yeah, so that's the bottom line. Where basically you have two different representations, um, and so also here's the other factor from the American side. If you have two girlfriends, well, one girlfriend you see every day, and the other girlfriend you see once a month, which church is going to be more exciting? The one you don't see all the time. So Americans don't always have Cubans, right? So it has that mystique. If they started selling the Cubans every day here,
Chocha you have, you take it for granted.
I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, man, the best thing for Cuba is being illegal in America. If they legalized it, Sacco, know what the worst thing would be? Comparison. If you were and you got a $12 Romeo by AJ that's stronger and way more powerful, most people will go, "Why is this thing, 4 times the price?" You get what I'm saying?
Well, look, well, I mean, it is what it is today. So, I mean, if it was legal in the U.S., Cuba probably, like, those cigars would have been even way more expensive. And I mean, it's not that, introducing like Cubans to America, Cuba going to produce more cigars or more tobacco. No, it's limited supply on the end.
Saying is, if they legalized Cubans in America, I think they would sell less. Americans will want them because they can't get them. If Cuban cigars were sold next to Padron and Opus X, most people would choose Opus X. What? Because Opus X is $20-$25. How much is a fucking Siglo? $70 now? And the Opus X is better than Siglo 6. So come on. Come on.
Ah,
Yeah, get the
nah,
fuck out of here.
nah, get.
Get the fuck out of here. The best thing for Cuban cigars is to be illegal in America, so the Americans want to have them because they can't get them. I'm telling you, if they sold, bro, how much is your average Cuban cigar now costing? 30 to $60, right?
Well, of course, it's expensive,
But it's not.
but either you can find $22 opus.
But bro, that's not worth the fucking money. It might be a good cigar, but it's not worth 60 fucking dollars if you compare it to even a $20 non-Cuban. You know what I'm saying? No, you think Opus has a cigar like Fuente Anejo, or Opus has a cigar like Liga Number Nine? I mean, Cubans have a cigar like Liga Number Nine. They don't, and Liga Number Nine is $16.
I mean, you can get up those prices, obviously, but
Not just the price; they're better cigars.
how?
It's just better. It's better tobacco, stronger tobacco, more age on the tobacco. Bro, you know the Cuban tobacco, they don't fucking age it. Bro, at the end of the day, Cubans they make some great cigars. I'm not lying about that. I'm telling the truth. But they're
I
not
mean,
worth the.
yeah,
So they're not. Listen. listen, they're not worth the money compared to the non-Cuban. $10 to $20, you can get most great non-Cuban cigars, right? So you're telling me that a $60, $70 Cuban cigar is equal or better to all that Opus X for $22? False.
Okay, so if you're comparing with price, I understand.
Even without the fucking price.
Totally,
Even without, so it's not worth it for the price. And even if it was the same price, you're telling me if Siglo 6 was $30 and Opus X was $30, or Ashton ESG was $30 and Siglo 6 30. Yeah, I'll smoke the Siglo 6 first, but if you can get it every day, it's gonna lose that real quick. The ESG,
the Sigma 6 is not a strong cigar. It's just a beautiful, if you get a good construction out of the cigar, that is.
well, that's a whole nother factor, but I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna talk
that's the
about
whole
this.
another factor. You pay
I'm not
like
even gonna talk
60,
about that.
70, 80, 90 bucks.
All I'm saying is the best thing for Cuban cigars is to stay illegal. We're the biggest market in America. If if Cubans were legalized here in America, real quick, the shine wears off because you can get them. And once people realize the price, oh, 50, 60, $70 for a fucking Robusto, and they're gonna go, but I could smoke, Le Bajou for $12. Oh, I can smoke Padron 26 for $16. Well, why am I fucking smoking this for $60? The gig would be up real quick. I'm telling you, the best thing for Cuban cigars in America is being illegal. They wouldn't make it side by side. The Americans would look at the price, and even if what price wasn't a thing, they're not fucking better. They want strong fucking cigars. They're not strong cigars, Cuban. And I'm not saying I don't like Cuban cigars, but you understand my point. You understand my point, okay? Stick the bread up your ass. Yeah, you can put the carbohydrates up your colon. Oh, PG saying the only non-Cuban is the rabbit. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I could give a shit. I could give a shit. But nah, the Cuban cigars aren't worth $60, $100 a piece. They're not worth it. You're believing a lie if you think it's worth it. I'm not saying they don't make good cigars, but they're not worth $100.
But now,
How about now? How's your balls? How's your balls?
why you care? Like you care. You don't even give a shit about. Why you give a shit about?
Because you're getting cunty because you're talking about Cuban because you automatically said, "Oh, the Cuban version's better," and I said the Cuban version, yes, it has. If you want the Cuban tobacco, but short of that, they're not stronger. You go down, you have all the. If you talking about Romeo by Plasencia, you have all the epics, you have all the S2Ks, the Espadas. What, they're garbage. They got more flavor. They're stronger. So at the end of the day, if the equal Cuban cigar was the same price, for example, if you said, what would I rather buy, a box of Opus X or a Cuban cigar, but they're both equal prices, equal price, I'm buying the Opus X. I know it's going to be the better cigar. Not only that, it's going to fucking work. But I'm telling you, for example, if you had a $400 box of Opus X and a $400 box of any Cuban cigar, I'm taking the fucking box of Opus X. But here's the thing: the Cuban cigar is going to be way more than that. Less complex. Here's the thing, PG. PG, you're on this whole kick right now where only Cuba's Cuba and Cuba's the best shit. And God bless PG. PG's on this whole, the only good cigars are Cuban, and the only other good cigars if they taste like our Cuban cigar. Okay, bro. All right, bro. Good for you. I'm not gonna tell you you can't say that because I believe freedom of speech. But good for you. Good for you. They're stagnant. Sacco, come on, they're stagnant. Tell me what Cuban cigar is equal or as good as Opus X. Tell me what Cuban. Nobody cares about the fucking bread. Who cares? This is a fucking cigar channel.
Let me hear you start talking about cuck. Then I tell you. Okay, so I'd rather have box of Cubans than box of Opus. Really. Well, that's just me, I guess.
The same price, you think the Cuban cigar?
For the same price. Well, I mean, look, what Opus you're talking about? Especially like, which the regular Opus, Lost City. What are you talking about? And just
What I'm saying is make equal price. First off, you're not what box of Cubans is price is going to be equal in price to a box of Opus? $450. What box?
um,
Much.
not much. Okay, so the difference between me and like hardcore cigar smoker, I don't have to smoke a cigar every day.
Well, I'm
I
not
can
the Sacco. We're not
I
going to
can go
discuss
a day with.
I'm talking about cigar facts. Forget about for you, and I get that. I'm not saying you're wrong for you. I get that. But I'm talking about cigars in itself. Okay? So you're telling me that Fuente, where all the quality they're putting into their cigars, Opus X, one of the greatest cigars ever made, and they're selling it for $25 a stick. Regular Opus X or Bustos, let's say. You're telling me for the same price, Cuba's doing the same thing? No. In fact, they'll sell you a cigar for $75. That's not half as good. Period. So there's no question on quality. They're not as good as Fuente, and no question about complexity. No, the fucking Opus X blows it out the water. So then why is the people still buying it? Well, is it because you can't have it, or you're just believing that they're better? I don't know. I agree with you. You're Cuban cigars. What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for the same amount of money, there's nothing, even for high-end non-Cuban. Let's say Liga Number Nine, you get $15 to $20 a stick. No Cuban cigar is as good as Liga Number Nine for $15 to $20. So, what cigar could be as good? How much is it going to cost you? $100? You see what I'm saying? At that point, who gives a shit? That's all I'm saying.
Uh,
What I'm saying is, there's no value on your money when you buy.
but it's a tough. Basically, it's you can. It's something that hard to compare. Like which one is better, which one is not. It's all about comes down to flavors and strength and you know and construction. Some people just I know some people hate Cubans just because of the construction. Just because of the bad experiences they had, and they said, okay, you know what? We've been there, we've done it. I want a consistent cigar. I want to buy a box, and I want all the cigars to be smokable in the box. Not by chance, or maybe five is good, five is bad. You're paying all that money. Even if you're paying $15 per cigar. Imagine there's like you get five bad in a 20 25 count box. That's 60 $70 right there. And those numbers adds up when you go with Cubans. So uh, I at one point I wasn't like Cubans didn't make it for me because of the construction. I always had problem with the construction. Maybe I'm a bad cigar smoker. I'm not a professional. I don't light it right. I only use like soft gentle heat.
the price point. Let's just go by price and the flavor. You look at, let's say, non-Cuban, right? Well, I'm telling you, man. Like, for example, the non-Cuban Monte Cristo. Remember the $30 one, the 50th Sequanta, the 50th, whatever it was.
Cigar.
Okay, $30. What for $30? What Cuban Monte Cristo for $30 can you get? And is it better? No, no. You can't get a $30 Monte Cristo from Cuba that's better, right? That's a fact.
The people who doesn't know this, the Cuenta. Beautiful box. Look at that.
Saying, Sacco, that's how you can compare.
That's a beautiful cigar. No,
You
that's
look at the availability, the price, and then the competition. So that's the car you can get online for even less than 30. That's one of the best Monte Cristos ever made, Cuban or non-Cuban.
and I can smoke this cigar all day and still love it. So
Saying so, that's what I'm saying. So would you say comparing? I'll give you
okay, now the A Chapman, I was talking as a brand whole, but this is like okay. So Monte Cristo, this easily can compete with me with number two, and then higher up, whatever you put it against it.
that's better than a Cuban Monte number two.
Yeah, and even
Come
better
on, bro,
than the
that's better.
Open Eagle.
Listen, I love Monte number two and Open Eagle.
Yeah,
That's better than that.
this is even better like the 80th. Okay, for better than this, I would go for the 1935.
Okay, but that's $100 more than that. I can't hear you. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not against Cuban cigars, but if we're talking about compare cigars of equal price, and it's not possible. And then how expensive of a Cuban cigar would you have to go to even be equal? So the bottom line is there's no point comparison. Only Cuban cigars are Cuban cigars, meaning only in their quality, only in their price point, or two negatives. So if you still want to smoke them, great. And I still like Cuban cigars, but I'm just saying though, you're not getting a lot for your money.
Okay, my wife here, the bishop.
Saka, we're getting a bad connection. Saka, what are you doing to me? PG saying, well, what Cuban cigar is as good as Opus X? Really, none of them. And there's no Cuban cigar better than Opus X for Opus X price. I'll even go Opus X $30. There's no Cuban cigar better than Opus X for $30. So at what point? Is there a Cuban cigar equal to Opus X at 50? No. Is there a Cuban cigar equal to Opus X at $60? No. So you do the fucking math. You do the fucking math. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cuba benefits by not having their cigars in the same store. Because if you looked at your money, which is a fact, how much money are you going to spend? And look at what could you get non-Cuban for $30, $20, and what could you get for Cuban for $20? Not much. Not much. Basically, you're at what would I mean at the end of the day, and I really like the Vaquero. It's a great, younger, dirtier Cuban cigar, which with the weaker tobacco Cuba has, that maybe that's a sweet spot. The point is though, for basically the same price as a Fuente Anejo, for the same price as Liga number 9, you could smoke a Cuban Vaquero. And the Vaquero is not better than Liga number 9, so they're the same price. So you can have a Vaquero. So yeah, in the beginning, if they legalized Cubans, like, yeah, a Vaquero is great. And you're like, but I could have smoked the Fuente Anejo. No, you know what? I could have smoked, I could have smoked Liga number 9. I could have smoked Padron 26 Maduro. So how could you say, unless you're just being a blind lover of Cuban cigars and a hater of non-Cuban, how could you say Padron 26 Maduro is worse than Vaqueros for the same price? See, PG, you lost all PG. You just lost all credibility with them. You lost all credit. Oh,
Oh, I know.
oh, hello. God bless you. Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello. What's the name?
Eva.
Hello. God bless
Hi,
you. Nice to
Eva.
see you.
That's
Hello.
Richie.
Hello. It's Uncle Richie. How old is she?
She 9 months.
Oh, wow. She's so well behaved. Huh?
Look, 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 baby. Look,
Hello.
Uncle Richie.
Hello.
Hi, Uncle Richie.
Hello.
Hi,
How you
hi,
doing?
hey.
Yeah. Yeah,
Look at
yeah, she's like looking everywhere. What's going
yeah, yeah. She was sleeping in a car.
on? Well, oh, she just waved. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Okay, let me take the baby. I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you. PG.
Just watch now. It's working now. So yeah, we'll discuss it. Yes. Let me put this bread in there. Richie, show goes on. You continue. I'll be back.
But I miss you too much.
Don't be a baby. Hold on, man.
Yeah. Well, the lounge is dead anyways. This is a quiet night. Am I frozen? At the end of the day, bro. I mean, look, everyone's gonna have their opinion, bro. But PG, I am gonna vehemently disagree with you on a quality level, on a complexity level, on a strength level, uh, every level, construction level. That the Vaquero is better than the Liga? Absolutely not. There's no comparison. Now, because we're not privy to always be smoking Cubans, is the Vaquero great to have? Sure. But if I was gonna choose a box for the same price, yeah, if I, my own money, I'm going for the Liga number 9. See, once the once if that was being sold at a store and the Vaqueros were $16 and the Ligas were $16. Like, once the vibe is like, oh, you could get them every day, I'm telling you, it is what it is. So I'm not against Cuban cigars. I'm just saying that you're not getting a lot for your money compared to non-Cubans. Yeah, PG's just always gonna you just I don't know, man. But, I'm drained tonight, so you know what? I don't even I'm not. You know what? I shouldn't even done lounge tonight. Richie's out of it. I'm out of it.
Richie,
Yeah.
I'm coming, man.
It doesn't matter. The show's over. Yeah, Richie's tired today. I'm not feeling this, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just out of it tonight. I'm out of it.
How's that cigar going? Just talk about the cigar. Okay, forget about this. Okay. Yeah, it is my business, dude.
Bro, PG's saying that fucking the Vaquero's better than Liga number 9. Are you out of your mind? I can't even have a conversation with this.
Yeah. No, but that's his opinion. So if
No, no. You can have opinions, but that's like saying a $10 bill is better than a $20 bill. No. At that point, you're going to say, no, that's false. There's no way a low tier Cuban is better than a top shelf non-Cuban. So once you say that, your credibility's gone. Your fucking credibility.
Just put him to rest. It's your show. Yeah, 10 seconds.
I can't put 10 seconds for freedom of speech.
Well, then, yeah, then there's a freedom of speech, so it's his opinion. Then that's what he likes. How
But
you
what I'm
can?
saying is he's lost credibility.
Why? Because he likes Viguero better than.
I never, you can like it better, but to say it is a better cigar, are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Cigar could be anything, man.
No, false, 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 false.
This is a better cigar.
Yeah, which one's that? I can't see. Which one is that? Okay, the Shark. So you're telling me that the Shark, a top shelf Don Carlos, is not as good as the fucking Vaquero?
Let's see what PG has to say.
I don't give a shit anymore. He's lost his credibility.
PG, that's it, well. I mean, what are you going to say?
He's no longer subjective. You could say I prefer Cuban cigars over non-Cuban. I respect that. Okay, fine. But I don't sit there and go, oh, I just prefer non-Cubans because I hate Cubans. No, I'm looking from a logistical standpoint. You look at the money. The money's real, whatever it is. And for what you get for your money, you could smoke a Vaquero or a Liga Number 9 or an Ashton VSG. And to say that those aren't as good as a Vaquero,
Hold on. Let me see. So what PG is saying, Cubans are better than this.
sure. Yeah, he would say a Cuban
Is that
fucking
what PG
cigar.
is saying? Is that what it is?
Bro, I can't. I can't even PG no more. I can't even PG no more. I can't even PG. What cigar?
Wow.
I can't. What cigar is
But
that?
Richie, isn't it like it is what it is?
No, no, no.
Okay. How about this? How about this, baby?
Yeah, is that not as good as the Cuban Vaquero?
Huh? Look at this.
Top shelf and top
Oh,
shelf. Yeah, top
oh.
shelf limited.
What was
Non-Cuban.
man? No, that doesn't smell like paint. I'm gonna tell you that. Beautiful.
Yeah,
These are beautiful.
yeah. I truly believe the M is the closest cigar they have to Opus X. You know what I'm saying though? That kind of vibe. If you love the M is a magical cigar.
I mean, at a lot of time, I probably will pick it over Opus. Yeah, sure. No,
Saka, what I've always said about that cigar, it's right there. I never really said it's better, but I really never said it's worse. The M is a great cigar. The problem is a lot of guys don't respect Cohiba, and the problem is it's not really available, so it is what it is.
how about this guy? What do you think about this one? This is my under couch collection.
Okay.
So box, there was a box. Now box, of course, another box.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Velvet packaging,
Nice.
shiny. What does it say?
I
Dear
can't see. I
Sam
can't read his back.
Prometheus.
Oh, nice. 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 Why is the lounge so dead tonight? Caleb, what's up?
Beautiful box. That's of course Prometheus.
You didn't smoke them yet?
I have another box.
You're not going to smoke it?
Well, I'm smoking them as I go. This is the cousin, the cousin of the Purple Rain. This is the rare black 888. But I mean, I have to revisit. Bro. I have to revisit. Maybe I'm gonna blame my palate at this point. Most of on these cigars, you know, until I smoke few and then try to understand the as you said the meaning of it, or you were saying you gotta understand the reason or no, no, I don't know what was the word, the blend, reasoning of the blend, or this is FFOX age
Oh,
selection.
hold on. What is Anthony saying? First off, Anthony, Anthony's been in hiatus for what? For a year now. He took off. Would you go have a sex change? Did it go well? Did you get your pussy? You got a chocha? Would you go down to Mexico for it? You got a Mexican chocha? You got a San Andreas chocha?
I don't know about all that, but he got a carry license.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh.
Everything is homosexual in New York.
Yeah. So that's the under couch. So
And you know what?
nobody cares.
Here's the thing.
Here it is. Here's another one.
There you go.
What's wrong with this?
Yeah,
Maybe
great cigar. Great cigar.
GYG baby. But see, for example, like PG didn't like the cigar. I mean, um, do I want to say why? Of course, I do want to say why. But still, it's his opinion.
I don't know. Like I said, I can't. PG's lost credibility with me, so I can't.
That's it,
I
man.
can't even. That's okay. That's it. That's it. I can't. I can't. I can't. I love you, PG, but saying the Vaquero's better than. Come on, bro. No, I can't. I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't.
AP. Oh my god, that's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Oh wow, shit. It is what it is, bro. No, but really, I mean, bro, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. I mean, non-Cuban cigars. It's not just, and it's going more popular because the Cuban's going so expensive. You know.
Oh, you say non-Cuban is better called than I guess you could say New World, but at the end of the day, they're all cigars, right? If you like
Well, I
cigars,
don't
it's
want to call
cigars, right?
New World. I just call non-Cuban. So which term is better?
Okay, so if that's the case, what are you going to call Cuban? Non-New World?
You can go Dominican, but that makes Dominican puro, right? You can go. Then you have to name
Yeah, but
every
very few people.
every
Yeah, but
single
very few people.
origin of the
Very few
tobacco.
people. Yeah, exactly. So that's
Yeah,
nobody's really doing total
that
puros,
means like New
So,
World or non-Cuban. That refers to everything else. Also, fake Cubans. Those are non-Cubans also. So
oh yeah, they probably sell more fake Cubans than real Cubans.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They do, and you can get into that shop without knowing it until you meet the right people. Give you the right direction. And
Said that I wasn't even factoring construction. I wasn't even factoring fakes. What I'm saying is though, your money's your money, right? You don't have New World or non-Cuban money. You have money. So if you're gonna go buy a box of cigars, and
but
let's go
on
with
the
the gold
bottom line,
standard, open.
look, on the bottom line, you smoke that the Macanudo emissary, or was it emissary?
Yeah, the French. That was great.
10 years old. I mean, aged tobacco. If you go to Cuban side, first of all, Cuba doesn't even have a tobacco 10-year age. You get 3-year age tobacco, that's the Ground Reserva. Okay, so when you're talking about like 10 year age tobacco all across the cigar. That's a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of science, and
Why are the cigars cheaper then?
you cannot say it's not because they have they grow more. They grow more, and then
It's not just because they grow more; it's because you're getting fucked. You're getting really fucked on the Cuban side.
yeah.
You're getting massively fucked. You're getting massively fucked. You're getting fucked, and that's the lie about the Cuban cigars. You're getting so fucked that you almost don't want to believe it. So you're getting
Hold on.
younger, cheaper tobacco, right? Eh, 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 You know,
Just a sec, buddy.
uh, this cigar is very buttery, very oily. It has some black pepper too that hangs around, but it's not super spicy. But it's more black pepper than like a reserve 1875. It's quite leathery. There's a little bit of just raw sugar sweetness, but I wouldn't say it's a very massively sweet cigar. It has just a little bit of earth and nice cedar note. It's a very, if you want a real buttery, oily fucking cigar, um, very long, heavy finish. It's very buttery. If you want something like that, I enjoy the cigar. It's not my favorite Romeo by Plasencia or by Dominican or by the obviously AJ. I prefer the Epics. I would take the Epics over this, and I would take the Espadas over this, and I would take the Crafted by AJ over this. Oh, but this is still a solid blend, and But when this came out, this was like the first one that was a little more heavier than the 1875. So that it was a step in that direction. You know, it was a transition cigar. Right now, I'm at a light, medium, full, about 70% heaviness. My darkness is about 65 to 70%. So it's not hitting a solid medium full in darkness or heaviness or strength. So I think most people can enjoy this. However, I wouldn't describe it as a medium strength as a whole, or as a mild cigar. So it's that kind of it's a comfortable cigar that I think anyone can enjoy. Now, of course, this is in the 54 gauge. If you go with a skinnier gauge than that, it's going to pick up in spice and a little more strength. Yeah, it's extremely buttery. Nice cedar note too. Nice cedar note. Nice cedar note. What was that about? AP's just coming back. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm back. You're back. Nobody cares. No, nobody cares. It's like the deadest night too. Fuck it. Was this the grand coming out for AP? All right, guys. Was this like a strip club? All right, guys. Our next dancer is AP. Get out. Get out. Make sure you tip. Fucking people throwing pennies. It is what it is. Sacco's fucking making bread. Richie's not even having a good night. PG pissed off Richie. In fact, you know what? Hey, sure. It's a great shit episode. This is a good shit episode. Was it last night? No, the night before. I think it was 2 nights ago. Was it 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago. That was a good live. The emissary was a good live. Tonight's live, not a good one. I'm not even in the mood to do the news. In fact, there's not even going to be news tonight. I'm not even feeling funny tonight. Not feeling it. It is what it is. Oh, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, PG. Go smoke your Vaquero. Vaquero, better than Opus X. Sure, sure. Vaquero, better than Padron 80th. You got it. Vaquero, better than Liga number 9. Because it's Cuban. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. What happened to Sacco? Did he get kidnapped? Sacco got kidnapped?
Okay. Well, I gotta go. I gotta put together some this thing for a baby.
Oh, yo, do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, guys.
All right, man. God bless, man.
Take care.
Take care. Yeah, tonight's episode was ruined by PG. We had a special uninvited guest, AP, coming back for 2 seconds to show real lounge dominance. Really, we've been missing you, AP. You really, the show hasn't been the same. Man, 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 it's not the same. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking, fuck, man, fuck me. P- PG pissed off Richie so much, you just pissed on my Cheerios, bro. You fucking pissed on him, man. You scuffed my new shoes. You know what I'm saying? No, fucking shit. Oh man. Uh and PG's like, oh, I was just kidding, man. I was just kidding. No, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Just throw out all your non-Cubans and just go buy Cubans. Because that's it. They're better than everything. That's it. They're the best. Was it fucking like who's that guy? That DJ Khaled? We the best music. We the why is this cigar $85? We the best. It's a Robusto. We the best music. Another one. Habanos SA's raising their prices again. Siglo 6, $143. We the best music. Yeah. It's really worth $143. I think I paid 30. Was it $33 last time I had them? Great cigar. $33. I still would rather have Opus X. Great cigar though. The all new Cohiba Cuban, $196. It's the best. It's the best because don't even question it. It's the best. I can't even. I can't even. This episode got fucked up by PG. I'm not even mad at AP. You know what I'm saying? Nice to see you, brother. You know what, Jimmy? We're not even going to talk about it, Jimmy. Tonight, you could go ask PG. PG ruined this fucking. Jimmy, you came into the mix, but you know when you were a kid, when your brother fucked up so hard, and then the whole night's ruined, and everyone had to go to bed early. PG ruined the lounge tonight. PG just fucking shit all over Richie. Bro, are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your fucking mind to even compare Opus X to Vaquero? To even say that in the same sentence? Is that how much you love Cuban cigars? That a cheap budget Cuban cigar that should cost like $6, and it's a good cigar. It's a good budget cigar, but it's 15, 16. So at that point, you can get top tier, non-Cubans. There's no comparison. I can't even. I can't even. You lost your credit score with Richie. You lost your credit score because we weren't joking. We're talking. See, when we're joking and making cock talk, yeah, that's the time to make jokes. But we're talking about real. I can't even. I can't even. I can't even. I can't even. I can't. I can't. I like the Vaqueros too. I never said I didn't like Vaqueros. But to say Vaqueros equal or better than Opus X, I can't even. All right, everyone, guys, look, lounge is over. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow we'll have a fresh start. Everyone can thank PG for ruining the episode. All right, everyone say thank you, PG. There's no news tonight. PG ruined everything. PG saying, "I'm sorry." Don't be sorry. You weren't sorry when you destroyed my chocha. You ruined my chocha tonight. Fucking destroyed my chocha. Destroyed my chocha. You destroyed it. Destroyed it. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Everyone have a good night. Even you, PG.